my #1 priority, if elected to the State Assembly, of course, would be crime. But you know something? I feel at this point in time we're really not allocating and spending our crime dollars properly. One thing that I always hear about, we had it years ago, I know Mayor Giuliani mentioned it, but we haven't implemented yet, is to go back to the system of the old cop on the beat.
Every time I lead with a positive, you live up to your, well, it's just okay. It's just a matter of, he walked up here, everything's fine. You showed your plaque. I would like to give you this little, it's plastic, viewers, don't get nervous. This is the Hatchet Man Award. And this is one that you should pridefully hang up on your wall, because the fact of the matter is every time I lead with a positive development, you lead with a negative. It's an appropriate counter because it is all you know.
There should have been an initiative and a vote for more schools and monies and a real push for a Marshall Plan. Congressman Engel's vote went to build more prisons.
You know what? We'll let everybody go around on the same question. Congressman, do you have a response to that statement by...
Well, while Mr. Seabrook has been absent for a good number of his votes and missed a lot of votes and doesn't show up for work and asks for a promotion, I've been fighting the fight for education and for the important things.
Why have you accepted both the Democratic and Republican lines in this up-and-coming election?
I've always been a Democrat, and I will always be a Democrat. I was the Democratic district leader. In fact, in 1994, I ran the field operation in the 75th Assembly District for the statewide Democratic ticket of Carl McCall, Karen Bernstein, and Mario Cuomo, which you were invisible. You disappeared, and your father.
Can you honestly say that if elected, you will stand up to your father and your brother in opposing them, and if necessary, actively fight against them on issues like these, which directly affect the 80th Assembly District?
Absolutely. I honor my father's 35 years of public service. However, I value my independence, and I've been taught to think independently.
I spent 40 days in jail because a judge in Puerto Rico decided that the sentence that they needed, that he felt was just, was 40 days in jail. I stood up for an issue that I feel is very important personally as a Puerto Rican.
I would not go to jail for it. I certainly wouldn't go to jail during the budget season.
Do the job that you're elected to do, and then advocate if you must. Protest if you must, but do it within the confines of the law.
Is that what the future of this city is using stimulus money to create construction jobs?
Well, the President's economic stimulus package specifically speaks to building our economies, building our communities for the long term.
And I'm ready for that kind of dirt
it's not dirt,
Mr.
Rivera, that's the reality.
I
asked people to go to your
You said I had the last word. He's not willing to abide by the rules here. That's the kind of person that I'm running against. A person who doesn't understand what the rules are and is willing to ignore the rules no matter what the rules are.
Mr. Rivera, you like to use monies that don't belong to you for your personal lifestyle, and shame on you. When you have people in our community that can't pay their rent.
What did I say? That he was going to break the rules, that he was not going to abide by the rules, and that he wants the last word.
Let's take our gloves off and have a discussion.
Pure nonsense. Pure nonsense. Pure nonsense. Pure nonsense.
You should not be using
and the people that are watching
money.
this are going to listen to this and say, bah.
Mr. Rivera,
Mr. Sepulveda,
your monies, the campaign monies that you've used are given to you by the lobbyists.
Can you take control of this? Gary, can you take control of this?
In my case is a clear example of why candidates should not handle petitions, because at the end of the day, if there is a charge of fraud, the candidate could potentially be found guilty of that.
At 6 p.m. on the evening before the scheduled recording of tonight's debate, I received a phone call from the Charles Rangel campaign saying that the incumbent congressman has a schedule conflict and would not participate. Quite unfortunately, Mr. Cabrera declined our invitation to participate in tonight's program and offered no explanation as to why. So like we have done for Charles Rangel, Fernando Cabrera this year, and Hector Ramirez and Pedro Espada Jr. and others in the past, Assemblyman Jose Rivera will be represented tonight by an empty chair.
Why wasn't she advocating to make sure that that bill was brought back this year in the summertime?
I have been advocating for the bill. I continue to be an advocate. My colleagues and I in the Assembly majority, we are working with the governor. We're working with 49 women's advocacy groups like Planned Parenthood, like National Organization for Women, We are fighting to make sure the challenge is that the state Senate does not want to return and pass the bill in its entirety.
I heard Senator Klein say on TV the other day that we've got to elect more Democrats. What he did allows the Republicans to continue to be in power.
Well, just to pivot back, Mayor Bloomberg did give myself and the IDC Political Action Committee a contribution, and it was based on the great work we did. I continue to deliver for the city of New York.